Welcome back to the channel. We got quite a few projects done over Easter weekend. We are headed up to the shop. Just stopped down here at this rest area to take a potty break quick, and figure I'll show you what we've done. So first off, you'll notice something's missing. That headache rack was breaking apart so much that it was time to go. And then I put some blue bulbs in there because the only time those come on, and those are tied in with the other lights that turn all the other lights blue. So we had to put a pogo stick in, look at it all during the day. It's going to be a lot easier to get to our tanks now. Clean and polish back here, that's for sure. But that looks nice. We really got some real estate back here now. Some other projects we did. Put that flooring in. Also, let me turn this down. So we took out that old crappy rubber mat, and we put in this, it's a laminate waterproof flooring. And we also put, so underneath here, I'll show you, I got some pictures of it. I didn't do any video. We did the kill mat, heat and sound deadener underneath, and then we put this on top. Cleans it up real nice, super slippery though. So that's one thing to watch for. Also, we did that. Let me climb in here. So as you can see, those two bulbs, boy, do they brighten everything up. Just to show you, I'll even turn the floor one off. That's crazy. So this is how we can look going down the road. The other future things to do is what I've seen a lot of guys do is they'll put 4 of them up across the headliner. Now that's just 2. Could you imagine 4 of them rolling across the top of that? Oh my goodness. I mean, that would take out this dark spot here, but that is crazy. So the VMAX guy we're next to, he's got a nice peak there too. So yeah, quite a few projects. Got the with the headache rack and the catwalk off. I think we're gonna do side boxes back there just because I kind of like that clean look, and the headache rack had to go. It maybe had a couple more trips in it, but the last thing I want is that thing to fall off. You can tell where, over the years they've been repair welding like around the pedestal part where it stands on the frame, and it's breaking through that. So it was only a matter of time, and you don't want to lose that going down the road for damn sure. So we just took it off. I'll deal with that for now until I get the side boxes. But we're heading up to the shop. We're going to do all brand new brakes and drums. So brake shoes and brake drums on the drive axles, and a wheel seal. That'll be the last wheel seal. That way we've replaced every one on the back of the truck. Just a little PM, preventative maintenance. And then we'll look for a load. I haven't booked anything yet just because I don't know how long that's going to take. All right, so we got our all new brakes put on. Give you guys a daylight shot of the floor color. Like I said, a lot of grays and blacks and stuff, really match the inside. We got the trailer taken care of. That just needed a service, grease and stuff, and all new brakes on the drive axles, new brake shoes, new brake drums. and did our service and stuff like that. So it's time to find a load. Let's see where we're gonna go. All right, so through some digging, I we just booked a load, Fort Dodge, Iowa to Joliet, Illinois. It's a Cat motor grader. Never hauled one of those before. It's going to be at our max capacity for sure. Said 43,000 is what they're showing. That's my max capacity, and she said that's just a little bit over exaggerated. They just didn't want to be under. So we got to head down to Fort Dodge, Iowa, and we'll pick that up today. And it's like 9.6 wide, so nothing crazy. I have noticed though that, like, if you're driving down the road and you see these loads and stuff that you've never hauled before, you know, take notice. I've noticed they drive the nose up over on the ass end, and that's what we'll do. So let's get down there. What a shitty day. It's raining. I'm soaked. We got her on. I'm a little nervous about it. Our air gauges are showing we should be okay, but it's damn close. Damn close. A little over with that blade. Broker had it listed for 43,000 pounds. I told her, I said, that's my max. I said, how sure are you about that weight? She said, it's under that. That's kind of the gross that they said it would be. And then I found this as I was chaining down. It's a 140H. That's saying 50,700 pounds. So if this thing's 50,000 pounds, I'm gonna be way overweight. But my gauges don't show that I'm that much overweight. Man, this thing is a wreck in this weather. So I'm gonna go find a scale. So the thing that leads me to believe that this isn't 50,000 pounds is, remember, 70 pounds is like our max on our drives. Well, the verdict is in. We're good on gross, but 35,000 on the drives ain't gonna fly. We got room on the trailer, looks like. So here we go. All right, I'm not gonna lie. This took me about 45 minutes to do. See how much space we got here now? This was nut to butt right there. We went up over the top. What took the longest was getting this blade situated. This blade goes up and down on each side, and then the center goes left or right, and then this turns and it goes this way as well. A lot of fucking around. So I'm gonna measure that quick, and then we're gonna get back on the scale as soon as, so the guy just got on the scale, so we're gonna kill a minute. So we flip-flopped it. Now we're 31 drives and 35 trailer. It's not my fucking day. Well, it only took 4 times. Almost damn perfect though. What a pain in the ass. The tires are sitting right on the corner of where the ramp comes up. Any farther back, you're overweight. Any farther forward, you're overweight. What a pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. So I'm gonna do some route planning for my permit, and we got about 2 hours to run yet today. We're gonna try to get some miles down, knock something out. So I can tell you what though, it's been a while since I've had to do something like that. I've scaled today more times than I have in the past couple months, and my fucking arms are whooped cranking them fucking binders all the time. I ain't got 4 binders on it. We got a lot of binders. All right, we got her offloaded here in Joliet. We unloaded in this parking lot here, and then we had to drive over that way. We had to like go down the block with it, drive it down the road into a parking area, but right next to a prison. But while I was waiting for the guy to come over and show me, we booked a load, and they were in panic mode, and the crane's there, been there all day, and it's waiting. So we got to run over to Elkhart, Indiana, pick up a big generator going to Houston, and yeah, Let's go. All right, I'm damn happy that flooring is waterproof. I've been in so much rain. Holy shit. We got her. It's 13.6. We got pulling down. We had to go here because we don't want to really get into that. And then we got X chains to prevent side to side. So it's giving our downforce and our forward and back. And X chains. You can't strap it. You wouldn't want to anyways. It'd beat the shit out of that metal. We weren't sure if it was going to be legal or not, height-wise. So what happened with this was we unloaded in Joliet, and I started looking. And all the humidity just making this thing go crazy. I started looking and I found this, and the broker says, well, how far away are you? And I said, I'm about 2 hours, give or take. And so she booked it because they made an oopsie. They measured the wrong unit, and they sent in based on those measurements, the broker sent in a low pro step, which obviously that ain't gonna work on a low pro step. So they had the crane here, and they said they'd rather wait for a truck than pay the crane to leave and come back. So it was a mad dash to get over here. Number one, yes, it's not my problem. They fucked up, but I'm trying to help them out a little bit. So I did as best as I could, but we ran into a few problems. Going through Chicago in this weather, just pouring. And of course, it was like 2:30, traffic starts picking up. Then the accidents start happening. So we start getting backed up there. We go through Gary. Just on the other side of Gary, 2 semis get into it with each other. Block both lanes. There's only 1 lane open, and they kind of cut that one down. You had to drive on the shoulder to get around. So you're dropping 3 lanes down to a shoulder. And the broker called me and was like, hey, where you at? And I told her where I was. I said, about this far away. She's like, you told me you were 2 hours ago. You were about 2 hours away. I said, yeah. So we got a little bit of delay. Told her about the traffic. She also forgot that we are now in Eastern time zone. So when I told her I was going to be here at like between 6 and 6:30, she started panicking because she's like, you told me you're 2 hours away. You know what I mean? She forgot it's Eastern time zone too. So bunch of fuck ups, but shit happens. And we got her loaded. The crane stayed. They they got a hold of me. They stayed and waited, and we got back in. We loaded it up right away, and we're plenty good on the weight. So what did we learn from that grader? About 60 in here is my max. So about 60 here and about 50. Let's say 50 just to be safe. About 52 really, but 50. So we'll say 60 and 50. That's my max. As you can see, that was cutting it dang close. So, all right, I got a couple hours yet to go. We're not going to go far though. Yeah, I've only got about 2.5, 3 hours left. It says 2 hours and 50 minutes, but let's get everything buttoned up paperwork wise, and let's truck on down. Let's go find somewhere to hang out for the night. I've had about enough. On today's episode of Let's See If I Can Break My Neck, I don't have a ladder. Problem we're having, those vents should have been to the back. I taped those off. I gotta get that. It's starting to push the doors. So I put a chain from there to there on each side. I'm gonna try to use that as a little catwalk. Stand on it. Let's see if this works. Hey, we did it. And I didn't fall once, believe it or not. It actually worked. There's a little tip next time. So sometimes you got to get real creative. As you can tell, I don't have a ladder for that. So what we did is the wind's blowing super hard. It's raining. So we parked with our back into the wind. So we're, tucked on that back wall. Wiped it all down. and came up with that idea. Hey, if it works, right? A little sketchy, but it wasn't too bad. So, Taco Bell next door. I'm gonna run over there, grab a bite to eat, and we'll finish our break, and then we'll get trucking. Hopefully this helps. The problem with this is I didn't think about it. We were such a rush to load that last night. The other side, it should have been flipped around with the vents to the back. Because the problem I had was, it was fine going through town, but as soon as I hit the highway last night to go to the truck stop, that thing started ballooning up like a big sail. All the wind's just getting stuffed in that box. We're nowhere to go. So it's kind of like bending and pushing on the doors and stuff. They're a little tweaked, but I'm doing everything I can. You know, it is what it is at this point. So as long as you make a solid effort and it ain't because of you screwing up, hitting shit, most places aren't gonna give you too much grief about it. So let's go eat. All right, we stopped here in Matthews, Missouri. We already took our break, but we've been running for a while. We've been running for like 3.5 hours or something like that. So I was just, about every 3 hours or so, I like to get up and kind of get out of the seat and kind of, you know, stretch our legs a little bit. So we went into Love's here and got a cup of hot coffee, which I normally don't do, because it is like crazy hot. You can't even drink it. So we'll see how long it takes for that to cool down. But we're gonna get going here. We're gonna push a little bit. Scheduled the unload for this. The broker called me. He set me up with the tracking thing, and then he called me just to see where I was because I didn't have the tracking on yet. He just sent it, and then I asked him. He's like, "You still good for tomorrow?" I'm like, "Who the hell told you tomorrow?" Like, this is a 2-day run for sure. It's 1,100 something miles. And he, I said, "Well, what about unload? What's the cutoff time?" He's like, "I'm not sure." And I said, "Okay, do they have a crane on site? Do they have to call a crane in? What's going on with that?" He goes, "I don't know." I could barely understand the fucking guy. There's multiple times I have to ask him, like, what'd you say? He's got the real heavy accent. And so I just called the receiver and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna be there. I'm probably gonna be there Friday morning. Let's be realistic about this. Yada yada. What are your hours?" And told him what we had, and he said he's got a forklift that can pick it up, but if it's got no dunnage under it, he said that kind of puts a stink on it. But he called me back a little bit later and said, "Hey, I got a crane set up for 8 a.m. Friday." So, golden. Who needs brokers anyways, right? It looks like I'm getting gray hair down here now too. Damn it! All right, I got to get going down the road. Cruising through Arkansas. We got here last night, shut down pretty early. Got up early this morning and been trucking, and we're just gonna take it easy. We gotta stop here in Prescott, Arkansas. We stopped down here last time. These two Loves that are here. We're gonna try out we're going to try out this new Love's truck wash. Never been to one. I've always gone to Streak and Beacons. And after all the rain and crap, got a bunch of just like cloudy road grime all over the truck. You know, the mirrors, the windows, the paint. So we're just going to get that cleaned up. We got plenty of time. We got an 8 a.m. crane tomorrow. And we got plenty of time to get down there, and there's not even room to park on site, so we'll just work our way down. We're gonna get in here and get this truck washed, take our break, get some drinks, you know, that whole spiel. So we'll see how this goes. We already booked a reload for Monday. That was the other thing we were going to talk about here. So that's why it'll be nice to get this thing washed up, cleaned up nice. Then we'll unload tomorrow morning and hang out in Houston all weekend long. We'll have all day Friday, all day Saturday and Sunday. I don't mind it. If it's snowing and rainy and all kinds of shit weather at home, it's nice to be at home with the family, but it's also nice to be in 80-degree weather. But this car pulls right out, you know? Why wouldn't you? I don't know the height requirements on these. I know Blue Beacon is 14 wide. I don't remember what the height is. It'd be nice if Love's did this everywhere. You'd have a lot more truck washes available. Wash 1 and wash 2. Suppose we'll check and see if they got ropes up, so what does that mean? They're not open? That'll suck. Please wait for attendant. All right, I guess we'll check in here and see if this is open or not. All right, so check this thing out. I got to get lined up because there's bottom rails on this. It's an automatic wash with an attendant that like helps hit the nooks and crannies. It's not, he said it's not like a crazy good wash. He said, but it's more of a maintenance wash. I just want to get lined up better for those rails since I've got a low boy here. hang out for a minute. Let's see how this thing does. Man, that place was tighter than Levi's on Lizzo. We didn't park there. We went inside, grabbed some drinks, and we got out and kept rolling. We're down in Texas right now. We're about 2 hours from Houston. Just kind of hanging out. We'll go in early in the morning, try to avoid some of that traffic. But how do I feel about the wash? I feel okay about it. To be honest with you, I've had, since we're going to compare it to Blue Beacon, I've had better washes, and I've also had worse wash at a Blue Beacon. So you get a little nervous about the brushes and stuff. Like if one of them get tangled up in the visor, it could cause holy hell. But also, if you've got like fancy whip antennas, I wouldn't advise it. But for the price, for $45, sure. Would I do it all the time? Probably not. I prefer hand wash because it's not perfect. I didn't expect it to be perfect. There's some little spots here and there, like maybe like a corner of the mirror. Stuff you can just get with a rag, but I wanted to get the majority of the grime off from running through the storms and stuff like that. And of course, as soon as we left there, the broker called me for the reload, and that wasn't going to be ready until Wednesday now. So she's like, I don't think you want to hang around for it. I said, no, I really don't want to hang around for it unless they're going to pay me to sit. I don't plan on, it is what it is. So we're still looking, but that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll see what we're doing next week. I don't know. Well, of course, wouldn't you know it, when you don't have the camera rolling, that's when stuff happens. Jinxed myself, so there's nothing to see. I didn't have video of it, but I got some pictures I'll show you. They're lifting the generator up, had it up a couple feet above the trailer, and one of the main straps going down from the main hook to the spreader bar just exploded. I was standing with the guy, and we just signed the paperwork and stuff. And he already had his photos taken and all that, and we were obviously we were unchained and all that. They were picking it, and we're kind of talking about the front doors, how they were bowing out from the wind. And just as I was telling them that, I said, as soon as you unlock them doors, you can probably just tweak them back and they'll be fine. Should be no problem. As soon as I said that, you heard the strap kind of do a little crackle sound. And once it did that, that was all the strands inside that sleeve just going. That thing dropped on the trailer. Another reason why, when you're unloading stuff like that, dump all the air out of your truck and trailer. Dump all the air out of the bags. If I would have had bags up on that, it would have blown a bunch of airbags. Luckily, we got out of there with what seems to be just a couple scrapes, some scratches and stuff like that. There's one little spot where it kind of took a sliver of metal on the outside, but we can just hit that with the grinding wheel and smooth it out and then just paint it. Not the end of the world. Didn't damage any wood like the last time. The same trailer. This trailer must be jinxed.